All this week we've been talking about those experts you need for your food truck business. Today we discuss the most underappreciated partner in all of food truck world, and that's on 10-Minute Food Truck Training.
Este episodio es presentado por Honda. Descubra la nueva Honda Passport Trail Sport todoterreno. La Passport más todoterreno que Honda haya imaginado jamás. Esta Passport cuenta con mayor altura al suelo, barras de techo en todas sus versiones y neumáticas especialmente diseñados para cualquier terreno. Además, disfruta todos tus viajes con el control de clima de 3 zonas, techo panorámico y opciones como asientos delanteros con calefacción y ventilación. Conoce más en honda.com/Passport.
Hi, my name is Bill Moore, founder of FoodTruckTraining.group, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. We're finishing up this week by revealing the most underappreciated partner in all of food truck world, and that would be your staff. Many food truck owners treat their staff exactly like they were treated in their past employee life. Owners get into business and say, I will never treat my people like, and they'll insert some hated boss they've had in the past, and then when things get tough, they turn into that hated boss they've had. I did a video on training, on staffing in my Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. There's a link in the description if you want to join that group, and you can find that video. It explains how to train people. And I do want to ask you guys, if you're not already a member, what the heck are you waiting for? Today for staffing, we are talking about motivation. Because I've already explained how to find people. I've already explained how to train people. But you got to keep people motivated. Learn to motivate your staff even if you only have one employee. Each person needs an emotional connection to their work in order for them to give 110%. You paying $15 an hour, you paying $20 an hour, you paying $25 an hour plus tips does not motivate anyone. Money is not a motivator. And also, you can't forget to motivate yourself. If you've got a food truck that's so successful and you're in that upper echelon doing over $500,000 a year, bringing home $200,000 a year, you still got to motivate yourself. Because guess what? Money is not a motivator. Money is a means to an end. Money is a way to pay the bills, but money does not motivate. So whether it's serving food, cleaning the dishes, cooking, each person on your staff has to have a reason for working. Ask your staff when you hire them, why are you working? And even though they might say, well, I need money, there's an underlying reason. It could be paying a bill that they've allowed to mount up. It could be they got to buy a new car. It could be they just want to put somebody through college. It could be they're just worried about feeding their family, putting clothes on their kids' back for a new school year. They have a reason. Money is not the reason. Money is the means to achieve that reason. So you want to find out what makes your staff tick. Put those motivations in a visual form and then subtly place that photo or quote or whatever it takes where your employee can see it, but where no one else can see it. So on the inside window where they're facing out to hand out the food or to take an order, they can see that photo of their kid, or they can see that picture of a car they want to buy, or they can see the college degree that they want to be able to provide for the kid, some visual reminder, and then put a little title on it that says, the reason I work hard is, and then there's that picture, and then change it out from time to time, from whatever they said they need to work. It's your reminder that you understand they have a goal. That goal isn't to make money. That goal is to feed their kids. That goal is to provide school. That goal is to buy a car. That goal is to pay off bills, to buy a house, to get a down payment. That's what money does. So remember, the cashier that steps up there and they've had just an awful day, when they see that little picture of their kids, they're going to smile internally. It's going to relax them for just that moment, and they might actually start suggestive selling and doing the job better because you reminded them why they're working. It's not to make money. It's to clothe their kids, to feed their kids, to give the kids the housing that they deserve. That's why they work. You want to set goals for your staff. You want to review those goals, and then you want to reward them when they achieve those goals. Not a difficult process. You and your staff should know exactly what sales are needed for the day, and you need to communicate that to your staff. If you think they don't have the right to know what sales you need, you will never achieve those sales because it doesn't make any sense to them. I need you to suggest a sale. Well, why? And how do you answer that? Well, I need more money. Well, why? We got money coming in. Look at the cash drawer. I can see it all day long. It's full of money. Why? I have a goal to achieve. You're going to help me achieve that goal by suggested selling. I need this amount of sales today to help pay all the bills, which includes your payroll. You have to explain why, and it needs to be explained in a manner that makes sense to your employees. You don't have to reveal the numbers, but you do have to tell them, I need to hit $500 hour. I need to hit $1,000 sales today. All they need to know is where you need them to be as a goal. And then to motivate them to do it, you need to explain how many side items or how many desserts they have to suggestive sell to help achieve that goal, and then what that extra sale would do to their tips. If you customarily get 10% in tips, you're still going to get, the staff rather, is still going to get 10% of the additional sales they suggest. So they're only helping themselves to make more money in tips if they help you to achieve your goal. Just like Zig Ziglar says, you can have anything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. So the employee, you're going to help them to make more tips, which in turn helps you to make more money, which in turn helps everybody to get the amount of money they wanted to pay their bills in the first place. Great service equals great tips. Point out that a $2,000 shift means $200 in tips potentially and more if your area tips better than 10% tip, and relate that to the reasons that your team works in the manner that they work. Communicate all through the shift. Ask about the progress. How many apple pies have you sold today? How many orders of dressed up fries have you sold? Whatever the goal is, ask them, how are you doing on that goal? Because remember, in any team sport, the coach is moving up and down the sidelines, pacing back and forth in the dugout. They're running up and down the court. They are doing things to communicate to their team what they need to be doing in the moment that they're doing, that they are performing that particular task. So coach your team, talk to your team, explain to them what they're going to be doing before the shift, and then coach them throughout the shift to make sure they're doing what you need. Just saying, hey dudes, I need you to sell 200 apple pies today, and then never mentioning it again, pretty well guarantees you're not selling 200 pies. At the end of the shift, ask them how we did, and then explain to them, this is what we really did. They may think they've suggested sold 200 pies when they really didn't, because they obviously cannot keep track for themselves. And then you need to explain, this is what we can do to do better. So tomorrow we can hit the goal. Then ask for input. Have that open communication. There could be something you totally missed that a crew person could explain to you, hey, this is what happened. And ask for input. How can we do it better? Your team will have good ideas if you actually just listen to them. When you start to involve them in the business, they will involve themselves in helping you to grow, because everybody likes that pat on the back. When you hire your staff, have them fill out a questionnaire that has nothing to do with the job. Ask them things like, what's your favorite candy bar? What's your favorite flower? What color do you like? Who's a cartoon character that you love? What's your favorite video game? Tell me about your sports team. What's your favorite vacation spot? And anything else you can think of that is personality driven, that would be personal to that human being that you're hiring, and something that you can turn into a small yet affordable little reward, little gift that you can give your staff for a job well done. Think of how excited you would be if your boss came in and gave you your favorite candy bar and a handwritten note with a picture of your favorite beach vacation spot and said, thank you so much for doing an awesome job. This is the best our team has ever performed. Thank you. And they sign it and they give it to you. Now there's probably $3 wrapped up there, but how are you going to feel? Because you got recognition, you got a little treat, and the boss paid attention to something you did. That would be the kind of boss you'd want to be like. So now here's your chance. Go be that boss. What you want to do when you motivate your staff is you want them to duplicate the behavior that you want them to perform. So if you give somebody a candy bar today because they did so awesome at suggested selling, you're encouraging them to duplicate that again tomorrow. So little rewards cost you very little, but they'll pay big dividends. Another thing that Zig Ziglar used to say is people say that motivation doesn't last. And he's right. Motivation doesn't last. But he also concluded that statement with, well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So I'm recommending to you, motivate yourself daily, motivate your team daily. And it's as important right now today as it will be tomorrow, as it will be next week. And you'll need to do it over and over and over. You want to celebrate those successes. You want to share the success with the team. Pat the team on the back and let them know what their hard work means to you, because it does. It means a ton to you. Every time they suggest to sell that apple pie, every time they suggest to sell a larger drink, every time they get someone to add on a dessert or add on cheese to a sandwich, every one of those little things helps you to accomplish a goal that you have set. Reward them with your kindness, reward them with the little tiny gifts, and reward them monetarily if it makes sense to your business. Keep them motivated to do what you need done. What you'll find when you motivate like that, when you become the employer of choice in your area, is people will follow you around wanting a job. Word gets out. I've lived in the area that I currently live in now for a long time. 30 years, I think. 1991. No, 20 years. Yeah, 30 years. I've lived here 30 years. 30 years. I have people that still come up to me today that I have not worked with in at least the last 20 to 25 years asking me, hey, what restaurant you at? I need a job. Can I come work for you? And I have to tell them, well, I'm retired, so there's no job for me to give you. But it's a good feeling to know that I made such an impression on them 25 years ago that when they see me, they still want to come work for me. I very rarely had a problem staffing my restaurants. Very rarely. If I was there any length of time, I could get them staffed. It's because I was fair and I motivated the people and I worked with them. I didn't sit back in the office with my feet propped up and say, y'all go do this. I'll be back here. I was out there leading. You can do the exact same things. One of the reasons why I think people follow me around so much isn't that they need money, is that they need the reassurance of having done a job well done and somebody recognizing that. People need money to buy things, to pay bills. But what they need more than money is that self-esteem building exercise that we all need to do. They want to know that their work is appreciated. They want to be motivated to come back tomorrow. They want to know that you appreciate what they do. It's all about how you treat your people, what you expect out of your people, and how you motivate them to do the job the way you need it to be done. So speaking of motivation, join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. You won't find a better group of people willing to help you and support your food truck family. The links are in the description. I'll be back next week with a whole new set of topics. I certainly hope you guys are enjoying the podcast, and if you are, please consider clicking that support button and helping us out. And if a one-time donation fits in better with your budget, I've got a link in the description for that as well. I'll be back next week with more training, and until then, stay profitable, my friends.